That cracks me up now. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's the little things. All right, so we are Monday, May 24th, council meeting, and let's start with roll call. Councilperson Tripp.
Here.
Councilperson Bruger.
Here.
Council President Wolf.
Here.
Councilperson Curl.
Here.
Councilperson McNamara.
Present.
Councilperson Benedetti.
Here.
Man, we got a full crowd tonight. All right. So you guys know I never really know what I'm doing when it comes to this. So we're just, oh, wait, no. Meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at May 10th council meeting minutes?
Yep, move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstains, nays? All right.
All right, we're good. Okay. So next is planning and zoning. I didn't forget. I was not at the May 10th. As just so you guys are aware, we did have a member of planning and zoning step down due to a work conflict. So the whole point that you guys graciously approved previously was to get us some non-voting members. And now we are looking to have one of our non-voting members become a voting member. So I am looking to appoint Eddie Bell to a voting member. And then we will be searching for a non-voting member. So if I could get a motion to, whatever you guys need to do, motion to approve, whatever, or if people aren't, there you go.
Second. I move to approve the appointment of Eddie Bell to as a voting member of Planning and Zoning.
And we'll count Tony second since I had already moved it, but we can count
Oh,
it.
sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, it's Zoom. What do you got?
Yeah.
All right.
And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstains? All right.
Awesome. You guys are easy today. Okay. I'm going to roll this right on over then to Mark.
Okay. Let me get to my right thing here. That's actually the last thing on the agenda, so here's the first one. Okay, Resolution 2021-18, a resolution to amend and revise the Minerva Park fee schedule and declare an emergency. Once we get to that point, this is just a second reading. Is there a reason it has and to declare an emergency on it?
I think it's just so we can get moving, but it's my understanding, I will let Eric chime in here shortly, but it's my understanding that since we have passed the first phase, and this was an attorney question, and again, if I say this wrong, Eric, please chime in. Because we've already done the first phase of it, it's non-referendumable. That's like a big long word. Am I saying that right? So at this point, to pass it as an emergency, just to keep the process moving.
Yeah, it actually doesn't. We don't need to. I don't believe we need to have that. As I'm not the attorney, but for the third reading, we'll have legal counsel obviously weigh in and remove that if necessary.
Okay, so there's your answer. It doesn't matter. This is one I'm not going to live and die by. I'm going to go with what David says. So
And it's only the second reading, so we're all good with that.
we can talk about it Saturday in the work session.
Okay, another second reading, Resolution 2021-19, a resolution to adopt the tax budget for the Village of Minerva Park, Ohio for the year beginning January 1st, 2022, and to submit the same to the Franklin County Budget Commission and to declare an emergency. It looks like we're going to do this on the 28th because that's when our person can be there. And then we need to do it as an emergency so we can get it to them when it needs to be got to them, correct?
Which I believe is July 20th. That's the reason. It's 8 days before the 30 days runs out.
Yep.
I thought all those financial things didn't automatically.
It's appropriations that don't need to be that go into effect automatically or immediately. This isn't an appropriation. This is us submitting, us authorizing the village to submit something to someone, right? Or approving the tax budget, and that is referendumable. Someone could say, no, that tax budget does not accurately reflect and they could put that on the ballot to referendum that.
Right.
Mhm.
And the things that get voted on, like the ballot stuff, that also, because it's going to the voters to vote, that also does not need to wait 30
Right.
days, whatever. Those don't need to be passed.
And for anyone interested who wants to go on the website and look at the meeting packet, it has a pretty good breakdown of the budget in there. So if you were curious, it's available.
And the actual public meeting will be June 28th. We'll get into that discussion in a little bit as to whether or not we're going to be in person, Zoom, what we're going to do for that. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, moving on to 2021-20, a
gonna stop
resolution
you.
confirming the mayor's appointment of Anthony Southard as a full-time police officer for the village of Minerva Park and declaring it an emergency. In a moment here, I'm going to ask for council to waive readings and pass as an emergency. The reason being, Anthony has been a police officer here in Minerva Park for 4 or 5 months. And we just never, it just fell through the cracks. It was one of those where we needed to do this months ago. He's been working, but is not officially official because we haven't approved him. There's going to be another one. The one after this one is similar thing for Officer Jeff Bingham.
And for the
somehow-
record, I will take full responsibility for it. But number 2, in defense, we did approve the dog. We did approve the canine, which is his dog. So we're just gonna say maybe we like the dog better. But I would appreciate, yeah, getting it done. That would be awesome.
All right, so I am going to move to waive readings on this.
Second,
Moved and seconded. Anyone want to put up any discussion or ideas?
Just very briefly, have there been any issues with either of these officers that are, I don't know, publicly, or, have there been any issues that would make this unwise? Or,
No,
they're
and
good dudes. They're good
No.
dudes is what I'm trying to get at. Is that?
no, you're totally fine. You do this every time, and it's the best question that you can ask. Even better, it's not that it's been a week. Just as an FYI, you're going to see new legislation, because I'm not going to forget that very soon. That's going to be the 6 month. So just as an FYI, they're on the 6 month probation anyways. So you're going to see new legislation come in here in just the next few weeks that you can ask that exact same question. But to date, the answer is, I know we're trying to get this moving along. So to date, to answer the question for this one and the next one, the answer is no. So far, they've been great to have, both of them.
Excellent. Okay.
All right, any other discussion? All right, let's call the roll on waiving readings then.
Councilperson Shrimp,
Oh, you're on mute, Diane.
Aye.
Councilperson Bruger,
Aye.
Councilperson Wolf,
aye.
Council President Wolf, sorry, I heard the I though. Councilperson Curl,
Aye.
Councilperson McNamara,
All right.
Councilperson Benintendi.
Aye.
All right, having waived the second and third readings, I will now move to pass this as an emergency.
Second,
Moved and second. Anyone with any problems with it?
I'm gonna go same line. Actually, we'll rearrange it. Okay, Council President Wolf,
aye.
Councilperson Shrimp,
Aye.
Councilperson Curl,
Aye.
Councilperson Benintendi,
Aye.
Councilperson McNamara,
Aye.
Councilperson Bruger.
Aye.
Awesome. All right.
Resolution 2021-21.
I'll fix that.
And for those of you who are looking at the meeting packet like I am, the little typo up there has been noted and will be changed on the official resolution with the numbering that is. And this is the same thing, basically. A resolution confirming the mayor's appointment of Jeff Bingham as a full-time police officer for the village of Minerva Park and declaring it an emergency. And now that I look at it, it's declaring and it says T instead of it. An emergency that needs fixed as well.
Will do. I'll get them in the morning.
I'm going to move to waive readings.
Second.
Any discussion? I know Mayor Hughes said both of the officers in question were doing a nice job, so
Yep, headed off my question, so.
There we go.
awesome. I think
All
we
right,
can move to the
council,
vote.
let's do waiver readings. Let's start with that one.
Yep.
Brian seconded it, so let's go. Councilperson Curl,
Aye.
Councilperson McNamara,
Aye.
Councilperson Benedetti,
Aye.
Council President Wolf,
Aye.
Councilperson Bruger,
Aye.
Councilperson Shrimp. All right,
All right, we haven't waived the second and third reading. I move to pass this as an emergency.
Second.
Tony seconds. Any discussion?
got it. All right,
All right.
Councilperson Benedetti,
Aye.
Council President Wolf,
Aye.
Councilperson Curl,
Aye.
Councilperson McNamara,
Aye.
Councilperson Bruger, Councilperson Shrimp.
Aye.
All right, moving on to our last one, ordinance 08-2021, an ordinance to make supplemental appropriations for the current expenses of the village of Minerva Park for the year 2021. We are increasing the compensation and damages by $1,500 and the capital outlay by $1,500. Compensation and damages is to cover a fine we owe for our taxes from last year. And the capital outlay, $1,500, is just to have some cushion with the pool in case there are problems that arise. This is the second reading, and I'm going to move to waive the third reading so it can be passed tonight, so we can pay our tax fine on time.
I'll
Second.
second that.
Okay, any discussion on that?
I'd just like to thank the administration for negotiating down the compensation and damages. Well done.
I agree, totally agree. No, I can't take credit for it. I wish I could. So that was Leah. So, okay, let's go to, thank you, Diane. She'll appreciate that. Councilperson Curl,
Aye.
Councilperson Shrimp,
Aye.
Councilperson Benedetti,
Aye.
Council President Wolf,
Aye.
Councilperson Bruger,
Aye.
and Councilperson McNamara.
All right. And unless I miss my guess,
I think
This
there was
week-
one more, wasn't?
Yeah, we got to do emergency now.
oh yeah, oh, do we start?
Wasn't there the-
And then there is one more, Tony, you're correct. We skipped one. Just for-
Yeah, okay. Well, we waived readings. Do we need to do it as an emergency since it's appropriation?
Oh, yeah, I lied, sorry. You
Okay,
shut up. But we did miss one.
okay, I will scroll back through and see if I can find the one I missed.
I think it was 19.
2021-17.
Well, but you still have to move for passage. Why don't we finish
Oh,
that?
yes, yes, yes,
And
please.
then,
Keep talking at me.
Thank you.
There we go, I saw. Yes, we move to pass.
second.
All right. Let's start with Councilperson McNamara,
Aye.
Councilperson Bruger,
Aye.
Council President Wolf,
Aye.
Councilperson Benedetti,
Aye.
Councilperson Shrimp,
Aye. And this is just ordinance 08-2021.
Correct.
All right,
Correct. The appropriation, yes.
all right.
And Councilperson Curl.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, and now back to the top, because you guys are right. It was a slightly different format than the others, and that's why I missed it on my sidebar here, is Resolution 2021-17. This is our third reading. It's a resolution to authorize Phase 2.
No,
No,
fee schedule.
No,
It's just
it's
No, we did the
fine,
fee schedule.
I did the fee schedule.
This is for Garmin Miller.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Garmin Miller.
Chairman Miller. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were on the fee schedule.
Nope, fee schedule we already did.
Beautiful.
This is our third reading of 2021-17.
Should be second reading.
Okay,
We'll get it here.
I'm looking at the bottom. It says first reading was May 10th, second was May 17th.
Okay, it's not. We'll fix the dates. It is only second reading. We canceled the May 17th meeting. So today, it's not your fault, it's my fault. So it is just the second reading. The agenda is correct on this one. So, and then I will get that fixed for the next one. And the whole point to that was, we want to be able to discuss that on Saturday with a
Yep.
lot more detail of, we're working with Garmin Miller over the next 2 weeks to get you guys some more information.
All right, well, I'm gonna get through this title now.
Yes, so it's the
Resolution
second.
Authorizing phase 2 of the, I assume that means deal with Garmin Miller and Associates, Architects and Engineers, the design, bid, and construction administration for the completion and improvements to the municipal building known as the community building. Moving on to getting actual real life plans built up and whatnot. And that's been read twice now.
Now that we've said it, did we in fact do the fee schedule reading in this
No,
meeting?
we did, no.
No, I don't think we did. I had misspoke because we talked about it in the legislative committee meeting, but that has not had a reading. in
Here,
this
because
meeting.
I asked, is there a reason it has to be in an emergency? And she said to get the ball rolling. And I mean, we can check the tape, but I'm pretty sure.
Why don't we do this? Would it hurt if we just read it again?
Just read it again.
There you go.
Gotcha. Resolution 2021-18, a resolution to amend and revise the Minerva Park fee schedule and to declare an emergency. Second
And this-
reading, nothing else needs to be done.
No, and the
All
only
right.
reason we're gonna talk about that on Saturday as well, we want to discuss solicitor permits and why we charge so much and a justification for it and all that good stuff. But there's multiple things on there, so please review the fee schedule. If you guys have questions, problems, concerns, anything like that, some adjustments you would like to see, that way Saturday is kind of more of like a quick go over it, this looks good. I don't want to go through everything, but there's, I know Tony sometimes really wants to look through and see if there's any.
Well,
any
there's a
of it-
lot of stuff that's messed up on there.
Okay, so send them over, and be ready Saturday, because I would love to see if we can just pinpoint, not this Saturday. I keep saying Saturday, but I mean the Saturday work session before our Monday meeting. So it's not this Saturday, but our Saturday work session. If you guys could look at it and just see what you think is wrong. If you have, I think, yeah, it's Saturday, the 11th. So if you guys have plenty of time, we're not talking do it Memorial Day weekend. So that would be great, because I know that that's a topic for some people that they really want to make sure that, we're watching out for our residents, but, doing the right thing as well. So anything, start a couple email chains and we can make notes of it and talk about it Saturday.
And for anyone who isn't sure where to find it, it is attached to the council meeting packet for today.
We did get
So
that
it is
attached.
right there, and you can find it nice and easy.
We are really trying to make sure we get some of these things attached. We know that some of them have been missing in the past, and we are working on doing better. So that's my pitch to that. All right, well, thank you for all of getting that read and done and getting that stuff moving forward. So I think we can move to new business. I'm gonna let somebody else start, because I'm gonna say this. I do not have new business. I do not have old business. I have a lot of business. So I'm just gonna, when I start, I'm just gonna read through my list. So I would rather you guys go first and then I will.
We need to add that to the agenda, a lot of business.
Well, I was gonna kind of put it in the middle of new business and old business, and it's not that bad. I mean, it's just, I wasn't here last 2 weeks ago, so I appreciate the fact that you guys let me go and do that. But I do have, just updates. It's nothing exciting. Couple. And also I'm told that I'm wrong. It is not the 11th, it's the 12th. Saturday, the 12th. Okay, new business. Anybody got any? Okay, old business? You guys are really.
Let me ask you a question. We need to schedule a streets meeting. Is that new business or is that?
You can do it now because it's on my list of things. Yes, I would love to get it scheduled. And maybe if you guys want to go around really quick and do those, Because we could still really get this meeting done pretty quick. Does anybody have any that they want to schedule? I know Diane Diane, you had talked about maybe getting one in June, and I
Right.
appreciate that because we have so much stuff going on with graduation. I can't see straight.
Right.
So if we could get a couple of these scheduled in June, just anything after the first couple days would be awesome, but the whole month of June, I should be good.
The lake cleanup should be on the 12th, 13th, shouldn't it? The weekend?
Correct, it's on the 12th. So
Okay.
that was something we probably should have looked at before we scheduled lake cleanup, since none of us can even be there. Whoops.
Work sessions usually last from 8 to 10. I'm sure the cleanup's going to be 8 to noon.
Right, but who's
I
going
think
to
we
run
should
it?
probably be there.
Gonna be there, yeah.
I just
So-
realized that when you said that date.
I think the muck runs that show.
I can sit in the parking lot.
Well, here's the thing, to be honest, we could do the late cleanup from 9 to noon. And we could, I mean, let me toss 3 things out to you. It's our meeting, and I guess maybe I'm not the rule follower. Does anybody want to reschedule it for a different Monday? Does anybody want to reschedule it for the Saturday before? Does anybody have a Wednesday that they would rather do it and have Saturday free? I don't have any plans Saturday, so I was really
Yeah.
planning on being at late cleanup. So I'm tossing that to you guys. We could do a work session a different day and just change the calendar. We haven't done, just my 2 cents.
So,
I mean, I
Um,
know our handbook technically says that, so does it have to be? I guess maybe I need to make sure
we
that
can
that's
always
okay.
amend it by our own.
Okay,
How do you do, right? It's,
Right.
um,
Well, I would be available on the 5th if you wanted to do a work session Saturday, the 5th.
Yeah, any of those Saturdays should be fine for me as well.
and that's
Or a
Arts in the
Monday.
Park. That's Arts in the Park, but it's over well before that.
Oh.
and not,
mean, are
not
you
for
okay?
nothing,
Well, we're zooming anyhow, so it doesn't, right.
and not for nothing, but the village calendar on the website has the work session already on for June 5th.
Yeah, not seeing yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, I think,
But the meeting's the 14th.
It also has the council meeting on the 7th.
the 7th and the 21st, that would make sense based
Yeah,
on,
that's incorrect dates.
Yeah, they are incorrect based on our standard schedule. I hadn't looked at it.
Hey, Brian,
I just happened to resync my calendar, my phone calendar to the calendar on the website today and was noting these things.
so why'd you have to do that?
Yeah, so
I
like
guess-
quit looking at things.
Because I went to go schedule something else and I said, oh, I don't see any village business on my calendar. Let me go fix that.
So what do you guys want to do? I just threw my pin, sorry.
I would be fine with the 5th, even with but I think, weren't you guys saying you wanted those full 2 weeks to get Garmin Miller updates? I guess that would be nearly 2 weeks to get Garmin Miller updates.
We need time based on what the schedule should be, and the 5th is a bad weekend for a number of
Okay.
reasons. So
Okay.
I would advocate to keep it to where it's supposed to be, which is on the 12th.
well, we can't do it on the 12th if we're gonna have this late cleanup. That doesn't,
We could push
Yeah.
the lake cleanup back later.
People aren't going to show up later. People barely show up early.
I mean,
Well,
Right.
I don't know. I think people showed up there was people showing up all day at the last, I wouldn't say all day.
What about, I know this doesn't give us that much more time, but it does give us all day Monday to work with Garmin Miller. What if we did, and I know these are always fan favorites, but what if we did June 7th, and hear me out here. What if we did June 7th in lieu of the 21st? We wouldn't, and maybe you guys do want that, but what if we really just focused on maybe trying to get together at like 6 o'clock on June 7th and just knowing that it's going to be a good, probably 2 hours plus?
That'd be okay with me.
In lieu of the 12th, you mean?
No, I'm saying
So we would still
on the
need
7th would be a work session / maybe even if we wanted to get some extra, we don't really need any extra readings for anything. It would literally just be a work session to go through everything, fee schedule, all that kind of stuff in lieu of did you say in lieu of the 12th?
I did.
Yes.
Okay, just tell me to keep my mouth shut, because yeah, that is correct, in lieu of the 12th. No, actually, I meant in lieu of the 12th and the 21st.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I would actually be fine just doing the 12th, late cleanups from 9 to 12. I'm sure we can find someone on planning and zoning to stand in the parking lot for us for the first hour and say, yep, pick stuff up and put it in the dumpster.
That's not
I
the,
mean,
that's
I
not the way
understand
it
we
should
need to
be
be
done.
there for, in case there's some sort of an emergency.
It
But
takes an hour just to set the stuff up before you really get any work done.
Right, and I think the hard part with that is I'm in agreement. I would prefer to be there at 8 o'clock. We had people donate waters and all of that and getting the cooler set up, and just, I know Tony, myself, and David were there pretty early the last time before people started getting there, and and now we could get rained out and it wouldn't matter, but we've got to make a schedule based on that. So, I mean, I'm fine with the 7th. I know that the whole focus is to see if we can get Garmin Miller. That is only 4 days earlier, to be honest. So that would give us all day Friday and technically all day Monday. We would just ask if there's a way that they could get us some answers by like 5 p.m. on Monday.
Yeah, that works for me.
yeah.
And then if we don't get it, then maybe we just send out a bunch of emails and everything for everybody to review before the Monday night council meeting as a worst case scenario.
Monday the 7th, 7 o'clock work session.
I asked for
I
a
think she
little
said
earlier,
6.
but that's up to you guys. Maybe even 6:30 for a happy medium.
Oh, I just am used to 7 o'clock. I wasn't voicing an opinion. 6 is fine. with me.
I'm saying it's my opinion. I just know that it's probably gonna not be an hour long, and if we start at 7, you're gonna be 9 o'clock. But if people are all gonna eat dinner at 6, that's on you guys. That's your guys' choice. You guys pick the time. I'll be.
And I wouldn't, that week, I could make arrangement that week for 6 o'clock start, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wouldn't matter to me.
So 6 o'clock then,
Just
friends,
saying.
6 o'clock, Monday the 7th.
which brings, are we still in new business?
We're
I don't
still
think
in
we're in
the
any
mayor's
business.
lot of business.
We're in
Okay.
a lot of business.
Interrupt your lot of business for something that I don't want to say, but I feel it should be said because I love Zoom council meeting. It's my favorite thing in the world. But are there any plans with changing guidelines? I don't know who's vaccinated or not. I don't know that anyone wants to declare that in a recorded
I will
session.
absolutely publicly declare and endorse the safety of vaccines.
Yep, I got mine way back in February because I'm a teacher. So
And I got mine in January, Feb myself.
Brian, that's number 23 on my list.
I still say we wait till, the state has to make an announcement on July 1.
yeah,
Okay.
I
By
just
July 1.
I just thought we put that in. I mean, as I say, if we never went back to the building, I would be happier in my chair here in my basement.
Okay, well, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in because June 2nd, all of the orders are being removed. I think we're all fully aware of that that's gonna happen on June 2nd, just because the county says that we can do something. I think our residents would like us to get back in there. I have heard from numerous residents that would like to be involved in a meeting. They don't feel like they are being heard. They do not feel like they can ask questions. And I think that is not fair to the residents. I think that after June 2nd, we should be there. I do not have a problem, I will say this, with a work session, especially on Saturday mornings. I also agree with, I would love to roll out of bed and just roll into my chair.
Yeah, let's
I
keep the
do-
Saturday ones.
Yes, but I will tell you, I am speaking up for residents at this point. I am not the boss. I think we all know that. I am leaving it up to you guys. If you guys choose July, I'm just going to tell you, I am not happy with that choice. I will do whatever you guys do decide, but I will tell you that residents are asking to be able to come to council meetings. Now, of course, it's the same 5 or 6 that have always ever come. It's not like we got 30 people coming. But I am going to point out, I will be disappointed if we literally do wait until the county says that we have to. I think that we've put in a new HVAC. We've done all of the things that we should have done. We can open windows. We can separate the tables. Doesn't have to be as pretty as it always is. We're doing it in planning and zoning. We've been doing it in planning and zoning for months. And that's my pitch. You guys decide. I don't care if you guys do it via email or if you guys want to fight it out or just go one by one and say who wants to go back. And again, I'm all for Saturday mornings rolling out of bed. And same thing with the first work session on the 7th. I'm okay with the work session Zoom. That's your guys' choice, but I do prefer the council meetings in person starting after June 2nd. that's my 2 cents. Goodbye. I'm done.
I'm okay with that compromise.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
That sounds good to me as well.
Do you guys want to continue
Especially the
work
Saturday.
sessions, though, at Holmes?
Yeah, work sessions, remote will come in for meetings.
Do you want, and again, I'll split the difference. Do we want the second meeting in June, the first meeting in June? Do you guys want, because I mean, I will put it on
The
Facebook and all that. Or it's up
First
to you
meeting
guys.
in June is the 14th.
14th.
I am okay. Just speaking for me, I'm okay going in the building for the 14th.
Let's
Is
just go.
anybody a hard no on being in the building on the 14th?
Can I bring my dog with me?
That's a hard no.
Police officers get to bring their dog to work.
Well, just put the work dog tag on there.
Exactly. They might
It's
play.
emotional.
Well,
Tony, are
I'm
you
allergic
okay?
to
Are you
dogs,
okay?
so-
Yeah. Joe, you okay?
Yeah,
Okay. David, I can't see you.
Yes,
Are-
I'm fine.
Are you good
That'd be
with that?
good.
Diane?
I'll go with it. I just, I don't know, you haven't tried to, if we're gonna try a little more spacing, of course, everybody won't be on camera, because we know that doesn't work when we're all spaced out, right?
I'm fine with it. Here's what this is me
I mean,
saying
it's
this.
more important, it's important that it be recorded, and if we have the camera going, that's fine, but if we're going to space out a little bit more and we're going to have people, the residents are gonna come in, then it's not gonna be perfect in terms of video, that's all.
No, it's not going to be perfect as far as that goes. Spacing, again, I'm doing that for you guys, not for me. As far as I'm concerned, I'll sit right next to Tony. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm not saying that for any other reason other than the fact that it just is what it is. So I am not concerned. I am concerned for you, what you guys are comfortable with. I'm going to say it that way. So you guys tell me how you want the table set up. Maybe that's something I'll send out an email that morning, or, if everybody's comfortable and confident in everything, that's going to be up to you guys. I can set the table. It doesn't matter to me. I want you guys happy.
And so the setup in terms of recording and putting the microphones on the tables and all that, you do have Leah who might remember how to do that, but of course you have new administrative assistant. Are you going to practice this before the council meeting?
We absolutely can. We'll do it a couple days before, or actually even that morning, once we get the microphones out. Maybe what we'll do is that morning set it up for earlier in the day, because we don't have anything else going on in there that day. So that's a great idea.
Okay.
Can I, since practicing is on the agenda, might I suggest doing it sooner than that morning? Because if equipment that hasn't been used in over a year goes to get used and it's not functioning,
Okay.
there's not going to be time to correct that.
Why don't I do it? Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Actually, no, because yes, I think everybody's there tomorrow. So maybe we'll try it out tomorrow. And then that way I can send you guys a message. Okay, it doesn't work. Now what?
Yeah.
Now we buy some
You
equipment.
would be the only one to fix that, not me.
Yep.
I'm talking to you, Brian. Okay, so all in favor on June 14th in person, and then the 7th is still going to be Zoom.
Mhm.
And we'll just see how it goes and see what everybody's comfort level is, and just we'll see where we are. And if anybody has a second thought later, let me know.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. All
And
right.
I'm sorry, and on the 7th, if it sounds like on the 7th that there might be some things to actually look at, that's the only thing I don't like doing on Zoom, is looking at tiny pictures of floor plans and stuff.
So what we could do with that is, if we think that that's going to be the case, first off, we can email them out to everybody. And if in fact we do get them early, then what we could do is print them, and anybody that wants to swing by and pick up a copy during the day could do that. I know Eric is on here, and Eric can probably hear me say that. So let's see how the week pans out and make sure we can even get all of that information by then. If
Okay.
we don't, then we'll just do a basic conversation about that. We'll talk about the fee schedule. Trust me, I'm sure I've got plenty of other things that are going to be on my list as we go through, because there's a lot on here that can maybe be picked up in a committee meeting, but then there's some that may just be better to talk to as a group to get moving forward. So we'll see how all that goes. What time did we decide on, 6 or 6:30 for, and I probably should have written this down, the 7th at 6
believe we decided on
6, right? 6.
6 p.m. on the 7th is a work session. I am canceling off whatever date it was on, work session. And then we're gonna cancel off the other ones and I will get the calendar fixed for the correct dates and times for that. Okay, so. I'm sorry, streets meeting. When do you guys want that scheduled for, Joe? Do you have a date?
I'm pretty good with, if there's schedules, issues with, the other members.
Who all's on streets?
Diane and
Tony,
Again, we have planning and zoning on, Tony and I both have planning and zoning on Wednesdays, the 2nd and the 16th. So I could do easily like that Wednesday, the 9th. I could definitely do the 20th. I can do pretty much whatever. I mean, June is pretty open. We've not scheduled our vacation and I will try to schedule my vacation around it. So you guys let me know.
Wednesday the 9th is fine, if that's okay with Diane and Tony.
If not, maybe we do like the 21st Monday. I don't know. Tony, do you care? The 9th? I like wasting a whole week when I have meetings instead of like one meeting every single week. If I'm gonna do it, I'd rather do 3 in a row than just have like a week off. So let's do June 9th. What time is best for you three for that one, streets?
I like 7 personally.
I like 7.
That's fine.
I like,
Those ones don't last as long, so I'm good with that. 7 p.m. streets meeting on June 9th. Does anybody else want to schedule one yet, or do you guys kind of want to think about it, talk about it? We are sending out the monthly announcements. So if we could get a bunch of these scheduled, that'd be great, because if not, then we have to keep walking over to the building and putting them up. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
But-
no, I can do I can try for communications. That's Diane, Joe, Mark.
Okay.
And Tuesdays and Thursdays are generally my best days for me.
Okay.
Generally, but I can be flexible. And the
I
second
thought-
or third week of June, second or third week of June, you just mentioned you like to bunch your meetings together, but so that's either 8, 10, or 15, 17.
I mean, I'm fine with the 8th. I'll just kill 3 days in a row of my life that I'll never get back, but.
What about Joe and Mark?
I will be unemployed by then and have nothing but free time.
Okay,
That's not funny.
fine with me, what other people, need there.
okay, 7 o'clock communications on the 8th.
7 p.m. Okay, this is my, I'm really gonna do this. Joe, streets, do you want it via Zoom or do you want it in the building? Since there's 3 of us,
Well,
June 9th.
I'd prefer the building, myself, to try and get back to some,
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. It is up to your other members and everybody's always invited. So,
but
okay,
if Diane and Tony have a preference, I'm flexible.
Tony,
I can go in the building. I'm ready to get back to normal.
Diane, are you good?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Well, it's just us. It'll just probably be us 4. So
I
that
know, I just love just sliding in here.
I think I am the only
I love
one
my
that-
home office.
I hate it more than you guys. You guys have heard it for months. I hate it.
You'll be sorry you said that.
I will be, because no, I already told you Saturday morning, I'm good with it. I'm
Yeah,
Saturday mornings. Okay, June 7th is the work session. We are gonna do that via Zoom. We've already discussed that. Diane, yours is the 8th. It is your, you get to pick first present. Do you really want to be in there 12 days in a row? That's up to you. 7 p.m. June 8th. Do you want in person or
I don't care. I'll go with
it's your
what,
meeting?
Joe and Mark
Your
want to do.
meeting, and it might be your last chance ever to have Zoom, so it's up to you. You decide and then you ask your others.
Don't care. Joe.
Who's on your
Mark.
thing? I already forgot.
Me and Tony, or is it me and Joe?
What do you guys want? It doesn't, again, it's your choice. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm good sitting at home, but I will go in if
Zoom
requested.
is good. All right, Zoom it is. All right.
All
Next.
right, virtual.
Got it. I'm just gonna end up going in because I'm not gonna remember any of these. Okay. Okay, I think that was it. We have June 14th in person. We have June 9th in person. June 7th is gonna be Zoom work session. And I will get the calendar fixed. I will get all of this done. I'll probably have 7 errors, so just email me when I'm wrong.
Well, I think, what about, when does Kim want to do the next finance meeting?
I will find out from her, who's finance?
Brian?
Brian.
Brian?
I'm gonna email her right now, get her schedule, if that's okay.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah, I
I'll
don't-
get back to you and then you give your schedule.
yeah. Once we know what she can do, we'll get that orchestrated over email.
Yes. I'm gonna do it as, I already have it typed in, so. All right. David, did you want to schedule one? Tony, do you want to schedule one? Do you guys want to think about it? Who do we have left? Mark, you're already on the calendar. Well, you will be. I will make sure all the dates for June for legislation is on the calendar. I will make sure June gets fixed as soon as
I'm
tomorrow.
currently on the calendar for the 21st, which works, I guess.
No, it's not, because it's supposed to be the 28th. It's supposed
Oh.
to be before the council meeting, and when I adjust the calendar, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be
Gotcha.
the 28th. Are you okay with that?
Currently has the tax budget hearing.
Exactly. That's gonna be a problem.
So, so do we have a council meeting? We do not have a council meeting on the 7th. I'm confused. If the tax budget meeting has to be there, we could move the legislative committee meeting to before the other council meeting.
14th. That would be the 14th,
That'd be fine.
in person. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this. We're now in person, so do you want to go ahead and just come into the building at 6:30 and 30 minutes before? Do you want to do it 6 o'clock?
Let's keep it at 6:15, just to be contrary. That way, if we take half an hour for it, we still have 15 minutes to get up and wander around the building and look at things and go to the restroom and whatnot before we have to settle down and start.
That works for me. I don't want to waste 30 minutes, but I also don't want to rush over there if we're still talking 10 minutes before. So that works. All right, Tony, do you got anything? Do you want to do yours yet? Same with David. I didn't realize this was going to take 30 minutes.
The only things I have are just some, last minute stuff to, make sure the lake cleanup goes well and the plant lists, which we seem to be handling by email. So unless any members of the community committee would like to schedule a meeting, I think we're okay for the time being, which is unusual for me because I usually like to schedule meetings, but I think we're okay.
Perfect. And then what we'll do is maybe after the late clean, well, we'll see how a couple of my things go and then you may change your mind. So, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think we have really anything pressing right now.
Yeah, and I usually love my meetings. So if I can't make an excuse for one, I think we're doing okay.
Exactly. Trust me, I looks like my June's pretty good. So I'm fine with none. Tony, do you want to do yours yet or do you want to wait? I know we don't have Chief here, so it's kind of hard.
I've got enough meetings this month.
Thank you. All right. So if you guys don't, does anybody have any old business, new business? I don't want to cut you off, but I also do not want to keep you guys all night tonight. And my list is not fun. Do you guys want me to start on mine or do you have anything?
Go.
Beautiful.
Get it
All right.
done.
We still do not have any maintenance people. Don't know what to tell you. That's how that goes. Somebody had asked about pond names. I'm going to make this pretty simple. Planning and zoning is not renaming the North Lake and the South Lake. This is just to get us some names for the ponds over in the new section. So if anybody's listening to this, that's all it has to do with. We came across with some names. We'll be coming out with them shortly. Next council meeting, Tony can talk about it. Lily Pond, we've got a little bit of issues with actually getting the lilies. Again, not going to go in crazy in detail. They're offering us a different type of plant. That's not what was in our contract. We will be discussing with Mad Scientist some options because some of us are not excited about not having a lily pond, considering the fact that we just named it Lily Pond. And so I don't have too much to say about that other than the fact that we're working on it. And I think you might hear that a lot. Okay, goose poop is a problem. We all know it's a problem. I'm not a fan of spending $15,000 like anybody else is a fan of spending $15,000, but this is out of control. It is disgusting. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what everybody's feelings are on some sort of, I know I'm going to call it remediation, but it's not really. It's, do we want to, this is not something I'm going to live and die by. I'm going to tell you that this is a council thing. I know we've had complaints about it for years. I know it's all over around the pond. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. All I know is we are starting to get resident complaints about it. It's gross. It's whatever. We have budgeted the $15,000. We just keep moving it year by year. I'll say it for the record. I have no interest in spending money to do it, except I'm also no interest in stepping through poop every time I try to walk. So, does anybody want to
What
take?
are we talking about?
Yeah,
Where is the
15
problem? Where's the problem, man?
Hold on.
Everywhere.
What's the action being proposed is really the question.
Eric?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So you have to go through some program to remediate your geese is basically what it comes down to. Managed a few programs in different municipalities. We would need to bring out a couple of different groups to give us quotes, but typically it amounts to going after the geese with trained dogs. They simply harass them on a daily basis, a couple times a day. And over time, this forces the geese to find a different location, not Minerva Parks, ponds, and lakes. So, and it works. It takes about a year plus to get it done. So, and you have to continue doing it. Otherwise, new geese come there, they get born, they imprint upon the area, and their offspring keep coming back, and you have a problem that never ends. So that's part of the issue. You have to have ways to get rid of the geese essentially. And there's tried and true programs, and they cost money to manage each year. So it just depends on how much goose poop you like. So. And over time it builds up, and it also affects your quality of your lakes. So that's it.
Eric, you had said you'd done work with other municipalities on
Correct.
this?
Correct. That is correct. So Obetz is a good example. It was my one I was at before I came here. They've got more than 100 acres of active park land, which includes fields and baseball and football and soccer, and they had ponds and lakes for fishing and stuff like that. And the geese were out of control down there too. So we brought in a company called Go Geese Go, and you have to manage some permits too from ODNR in order to harass the geese because they are protected species. So that's not a hard thing. ODNR are supportive of the municipalities and villages, and they actually send a guy out to train. If you use your own people for part of the program, they'll train your people as well. But you get your permits issued, and then Go Geese Go or whoever you use will go around, and in Obetz's case, they came out twice a day, 6 days a week, and harassed the geese, and they don't have a problem down there now. So took about, like I said, it takes about 1.5 seasons, 2 seasons fully, and you don't have that problem anymore. Geese are driven off and they don't come back.
Well, the 4th of July is coming up. I got rid of some turkey vultures with bottle rockets once.
Okay, so as you guys know, I have a whole list a mile long. I wanted Eric to be able to at least explain it to you guys. Again, this is David's words, not mine. It's not something I'm gonna like. We've talked about it. If we push it off another year, we push it off another year. But this is something that we are starting to get complaints. Doesn't matter. We get complaints about everything. I understand that too. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be devil's advocate here. Pros, cons. What do you guys want to do? You guys control the money.
I wanted to do it. Yeah, I wanted to do it. You know, as you know, I talked to you about this earlier. Before this became more of a problem, and we didn't want to do it at that time. And at some point, the geese can't fly; they're molting, and this is let's see, when they're molting. Yeah, so it depends on what time it is and if they've got their feathers to fly or if they can't fly or whatever, as to what, how the removal program goes. But I wish we had, I'm sorry, but I wish we had just gone with this when they started arriving, but we didn't. So now I don't care because, the poop is down and it's going to be like this, and we might as well finish off the season. I don't know. You might want to have someone in to talk about it. Some expert from geese relief, I guess, is the main one.
Yeah, go geese go, Diane. And it's true. There's a period of time to which we won't be able to force them off, and the experts will tell us the same thing when they can harass and not harass. And the fact is that we can get quotes now, and you really want to start come into February is when you want to start the program to keep them from settling, because they start in March. They start heavy looking for nesting spots and laying their eggs. So you want to get on them right then.
So the village did, and at one point in time, I in my time in the village, I don't remember the year exactly, but had gotten authorization to disturb nests for a similar goose remediation notion, right? I remember it was, I'm gonna guess 7 to 8 years ago. And that to me sounds, if goose remediation is a thing we are going to do, that sure seems like a less expensive option than hiring dogs to play with our geese three times a week for 2 years.
You have to do everything, Brian, quite frankly, sir.
We didn't get dogs last time, so.
No, we didn't. And all you do in that case, when you addle the eggs, which you have to get permits for, it keeps the goose, it keeps the female on the eggs the whole season. Otherwise, if you remove her eggs, she's just going to relay them. She can redo it a couple times a season, no problem, have full broods. So
there's a lot of options for this. This is a whole.
The program, the successful program comes from ODNR, and it is a combination of permitting that allows you to addle and to remediate and move the geese on, amongst other things. They will come out and also help assess us as an option. But having been through this before, I can just tell you it takes a package of items to get your situation under full control.
Okay, so not to cut everybody off, because I do have a list and I want to be respectful to your guys' time at home. So is there a shot, David, that you
Yes.
would like to take this up and look into a couple ideas? And you've heard some of Eric's points, but maybe this is something that, I toss to you, you bring back some options, and again, ultimately council makes the final decision. But I don't think that there is a better time to talk about it except now. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
everybody
ideally,
okay with that?
yeah, I'll take that on. Ideally, we'll probably want to formulate a plan this year and then
Right.
have a plan in place for next spring so that we can avoid the problem entirely if it works. But I will definitely get started on some research on that. I hope to have some options, and I would like to collaborate with Eric on this. So
I
we'll.
agree.
Sounds good, sir.
Don't
All right,
worry,
cool.
I've got plenty to toss to you guys to see what you guys want to do with it, or I will keep it in admin. So if you decide, David, it's too much, just let me know, and when we will work on it. Okay.
No, I'm once
Perfect.
now that I'm not working at night, this for the rest of the week, I can devote a few brain cells to this.
Perfect. Okay. Next, playground mulch. As you guys are aware, I ordered playground mulch. It's being delivered on Wednesday. I ordered a lot more than I went with their recommendations. We got the size of the playground. We worked with them. They are delivering 2 truckloads full of mulch. It is going to be done. It's going to be done right. We did not get rubber, so we are going to see how getting it done right lasts. Diane, we're going to, and Brian, I think that everybody's conversation really went well. It's nice to be able to see people not argue and just give really good ideas and really good thoughts. My view is this: if this seems to last, great, because we all know rubber is going to be a lot more expensive. So all I'm going to say is that's something we really do need to budget for. And after thinking about it, I cannot agree more. And watching a couple other places. So what do we want? How long does this mulch last? This was about $800 to $900 that we just spent. And for the record, I have lifeguards going and spreading the mulch. How you feel about that? I hope you like it. It's on a public record.
I love it.
Beautiful. So, and I did get approval from John to be okay with that. So they're already on our payroll. It will work. So we did clarify that would be okay. So just so you guys know, lifeguards are going to be the ones spreading it. If not, you might see me out there doing it. All right. But it will be Wednesday, so get excited. We are getting some playground mulch. Next, pool maintenance. As you may or may not know, we had another, you guys do know, so this is just for the record. So we had a filter go out, has to be replaced. We have 5 filters. It actually puts pressure on the other ones when one goes down. $2,800. I've already given authorization to Rick to go fix it. He is working on getting it. Let me rephrase that. It cannot be fixed. This is going to be a brand new filter because these are from 1985. And wouldn't you know, they don't have parts for them anymore. So that's the answer to that. That is why you guys budgeted $1,500, because we're out of money just as a whatever. So pool hours. Pool opens, as everybody's aware or not aware, this Saturday. It opens at noon. It will be open noon to 8 on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. On Tuesday through Friday, it will go back to 4 to 8 p.m. because of Columbus City Schools. John is still in school. Then that following Saturday, it will remain 12 to 8 for the rest of the season. So I know there's probably going to be 8 people watch this video. So they're not going to know. So we will be doing Diane's wonderful text blast, which I am so excited about. That's actually fun, just so you guys know. I think we've got 100 and some people, but we will be sending out a blast about the pool, opening at the pool. So just so everybody's aware, Friday night's food truck canceled, which is Porchetta, but we will have 2 food trucks at the pool, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Saturday is from 4 to 8. It is the funnel cake. Sunday is from 1 to 4, and it is Little Ladies self-serve ice cream, and it is absolutely amazing. If you haven't been there, they're amazing. Okay. We are putting a handicap rail in the bathroom, at least in the women's bathroom so far. We actually had someone reach out to us and ask us to do that. We think it should be done, obviously, and that is being done immediately. So I say immediately, I'm hoping today or tomorrow before it opens. And again, that's just one of those things that, you know, I don't think about because I don't need it. And, you know, so I really do appreciate the feedback and people requesting things that they see missing. So again, just kind of want you guys aware.
Is that
Yes.
at the pool?
The pool, are we talking about?
Yeah, we were told that the toilet sits too low and it's very difficult for some people to raise themselves out of. So I think obviously it's fair. I mean, I need other people to tell me things that are missing. So I appreciate that. So they took the time to request it, and we're gonna make it happen.
And you have someone putting it in that knows how to do this and knows proper height for it and all that jazz.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We're working on it. So I'll let you know how all that goes. Worst case, I'll be calling Tony. Hey, Tony, where's this go? So, or we'll YouTube it and see exactly, you know, YouTube knows everything. So, but yes, we will be working on it. We will make sure that it's where it needs to be and how it needs to go and all that. And Diane, maybe you could even assist if I have any questions of where we can go to get that information. Hiring somebody to come put a $20 thing in might be a little difficult. So yes, my plan was maintenance or something, but getting the right.
If you want my husband to come by and test it, or
that would be amazing.
He would be happy to do so.
Yes. As of right now, Brian, my understanding is not my understanding. Brian's going to go get it. So maybe I could coordinate with you, you know, over the next day or two. But the plan is to have it open, installed, ready to go by the time it opens. So pushing a little forward, we have had the state of Ohio in there. Everything is good to go as far as the baby pool and the surroundings. We have Blendon Township inspection tomorrow at 7 a.m. We have Franklin County inspection tomorrow at noon. We will be paying for the pool licensing fees for both the baby pool and the large pool tomorrow as well. Forms are filled out. We're just waiting for them to come in, and we will get all of that stuff taken care of. If Blendon Township or Franklin County advises us that there's anything that we need to do for safety purposes, we will make sure that I bring that to you guys immediately, and we will handle it. I have given Rick a list of things that I really want to see done at the end of this year, whether it's done at the end of this year or first of next year. One of them is to address the pit. One of them is to address fencing and some different things like that, just to get some ideas. Also, you know, we are anticipating, you know, maybe budgeting for another, whatever I just said was broke filter. So budgeting something like that, because if one goes out, it's very possible we're going to start seeing them from 1985. I'm sure it's probably due. So I would just appreciate your guys' support with it and not giving me a hard time in getting some of that stuff done. So hopefully we have a great pool season. We have almost 100 pool memberships already.
Wow.
All right.
Yes, and they're still coming in. So at this point, I do not anticipate limiting the pool memberships. I know I said that from the beginning, but that was when we thought we had to limit memberships. I posted it. I guess I'm not trying to be bashful on this. Requirements are being lifted in the state of Ohio. I'm not going to implement something that the state of Ohio is not doing. So no sign up genius, no nothing. That's that. So if anybody has any problems, let me know. I did call to find out how much it would be for some rocks being added to the pool parking lot. I'm going to toss this over to the streets committee. Just as an FYI, I got an estimate for about $5,500 to do 240,000 pounds Does that sound right? Does that sound like not, okay, whatever. 240,000 pounds is what it looks like. That was giving them a rough estimate of 100 by 100 for the pool parking lot. It's obviously a lot bigger than that, but I was just trying to get an idea. I had no idea. There's I know that there's been talk in the past of paving, doing this, that. I'm tossing this to the street committee. Again, this is just something we talked about.
Is the $5,500 just for the material, or is it spread out for 5,500?
I got lifeguards that I'd be more than happy. I'm just kidding.
That couldn't possibly be for.
You need a lot of lifeguards if they're going to be.
Hey, he's got a lot of lifeguards. There's people struggling to find lifeguards, and we got them falling out of the woodwork. So I'm just telling you, no, $5,500 is just to deliver it. So again, is that something that we could get Brad to come out? I'm getting to that in a minute. But we do have some people that we could definitely get. Brad that cut out all those trees last year, I'm sure would be more than willing to give us an estimate. And then I could also see how much, whether or not we even thought, just being honest, I don't know that these lifeguards could really do it, even with 10 of them. So that's a discussion. I'm not ordering this. It was just a brief discussion we had. It's been brought up that it needs done. Again, I'm not ordering anything tomorrow. I just think that this needs tossed to the street committee. That's going to be next week, or in 2 weeks, whatever it is. So I just think it's a good conversation to have. I don't want to go putting a bunch of rocks down if we ever have the thought that maybe next year we pave it. So don't know that that'll ever happen financially, but again, it's just a topic. I told you guys I was going to try to do some stuff. And that's what I've been doing. So
Well, we could bring Eric in on this if he's still here, because the gravel is a base for the paving anyway.
true.
They would require that.
But yeah, you're not spreading 240,000 pounds of gravel with anything other than a Bobcat or similar mechanical
Easily.
scooper duper. You're not shoveling that and moving it.
Right, and don't forget, you've got speaking for MPCA, you've got Family Fun Night, and you've got but especially, you get the wine and cheese, which is neither here nor there, but the Family Fun Night is there in July. So just in terms of timing of these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, these are conversations that I want residents to know that we are not looking over these things. These are things that we are fully aware that need to be addressed. And it's something that, again, thank you to everybody that was able to get the asphalt done across the community building. That's done. It looks great. I can't tell you how many people that have commented on that. So again, it's just one of those things that people just really want to see that things are getting done. And I'm excited when we just do one thing. So I feel like the mulch is another step in the right direction, and the rocks are going to be another one. I know that's a very small step, but they need done. So I mentioned Brad. I'm meeting with Brad on Wednesday to talk about the lakes. I really am not going to go into detail on everything I'm going to be talking to him about, but we're just going to kind of have a sit down conversation and a walk around conversation about the North Lake. We are going to look at maybe some trees again that need removed. Brad, for the record, if you guys do not remember, is the one that did all of the tree removals, dumpster trucks after tree removal, cutting down and doing all that kind of stuff. So he is just somebody that has been able to help me get some trees out in multiple different areas. He's comfortable, he's confident in the area. So I'm going to have a deep, long conversation with him about some possibilities of, I'm going to use my words, baby steps for the North Lake. I know this is a big old conversation. I'm not talking about it right now. I know you guys don't want to talk about the lake right now, not because it's not important, but because it's 8 o'clock. So this can also be moved to one of the other ones, but I will have information to you guys after Wednesday. So at this point, there's nothing to talk about until after Wednesday. But I want you guys to know what we're doing and admin. So a real quick conversation about this. This is probably going to turn into a crazy conversation. So again, this is something for the work session, but I want to bring it up. We have been talking about, obviously in 2022, we get a new cruiser every single year. We've already talked about it. We do it every year. We have been discussing with the potential of moving it up to 2021 and not getting one in 2022. I'm not going to go into detail as to what. Apparently there are issues when we go to order our next cruiser, there is conversation that we will not actually get it till the end of 2022 with some of the delays. If we put our order in now, the issue is if we put our order in now, it could come in October, it could come in January. But if we put our order in, you have to pay for it within 2 weeks of it coming in. We don't know when it would come in when we do order it. If we wait until the typical time, there is a possibility it won't come in until later. Would we then get one in 2022? Absolutely not. This would be the 2022 car, which is already, it's budgeted every single year for the same thing. This again is not a discussion. I have no legislation in front of you. There is nothing, but I am telling you that it would be extremely nice to get this car sooner rather than later. We currently are using the K9, all of the stuff is in the K9 car, which is going great. That would be solely used for the K9 in the event that we were able to get it. So again, this is just something that in the event that we were able to go ahead and push through, we would do an appropriation. It would come to you guys would approve it. And again, it may not come in before 2022. It's a dot our I's and cross our T's in case it came in early. That's what I guess I'm trying to tell you. And I don't know what your guys' feelings are towards that. And tonight's probably not the time to talk about it, but I would like to talk about it in the work session, Brian, if we could make a note of it.
Where's our check?
What's that?
Yes, I was just saying, got it.
Okay, so let's move on because I would love to see that move forward in the event it came in early. But I don't get to make that decision. So next, code enforcement. Code enforcement has been out and I am almost done. Code enforcement has been out in full force, meaning high grass, trash cans, people leaving their trash cans at the street, trash cans and I'm gonna say this, mostly in the new development. We've had trash cans sitting out in front of people's garages, still in the street. Yes, I said in the street, and on sidewalks and all of that. He has been putting letters out to let people know that our ordinance says to not. I will tell you, we have some very not happy people. But all I can tell you is the ordinance says they don't belong in the street. They don't belong in the front of your house. We are going to be pushing that people put them behind an enclosure, which is a fence at the front of their house, which is what most people have. I'm just going to ask this. I know what my feelings are, but is there anybody that is absolutely opposed to us forcing our rules? I know Tony's laughing, so I don't, because you let one do it, then they all do it. If they don't have to do it, then why does the old section have to do it? And ours are out of sight, out of mind. And I know for somebody that's listening to this is in the new development, they're probably gonna be mad at me for saying this, but it's not very common that you see a trash can out past 24 hours in our section, in the older section, because we have sent those letters out. And I will tell you, there's probably some not happy people over there right now.
And
Tony?
our homes are all old enough that they were built back before they started making garages as tiny as they
Micro.
can and still call them a 2-car garage, which makes it difficult to put
I
your 2
agree.
cars and a big trash can in it because you just have enough room for your cars.
Barely. I agree.
You
So,
throw a lawnmower in there and you're getting in trouble.
so I think that's something that I just kind of want you guys aware of, that, you know, it's one of those things that, are we nitpicking? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? But again, they do have a different, maybe this is something we take up somewhere else, but at this point, it is in our rules, it is in our legislation, it is in all of that. And we are trying to promote people putting them behind. The other reason that I will tell you is, and for the record, I do have an email for somebody complaining that people's trash can, they have it full, they have it on the side of their house, but there's no enclosure and all of their trash is blowing out of it. And I actually did get pictures of it. So it is happening. So it's not just nitpicking.
My thing is, I think in any neighborhood, I mean, it's a new part of it's a new section, it's a new neighborhood, not familiar with village government. And I think although it's always offensive, who likes to get a letter?
Not me.
But I think setting the tone is important. What the standards are. And I think it's a learning process for someone who's new in the neighborhood, regardless of whether it's in the new section or the old section, because we have people, new people in the old section as well, don't forget. And, they don't know either. Their neighbor may tell them, or they may just be looking at the example. I mean, a lot of people probably say, oh, I don't see anybody else's trash cans out. Still, I better get mine in. I mean, that's also part of it being, so it'll take time, but I think, yeah, send the letters out now and set the tone, and hopefully it's a one-time only and people will understand that
Well, it's something that's never really been enforced strictly at all, because there's a lot of
Right,
people.
it-
I have
yeah.
neighbors that their cans are outside, you can see them
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, right, and I know, not so much in mine, but I mean, if I
All the video.
see somebody's trash cans are still out in the front street the next afternoon, I'll
But still.
move
Put
them
'em
back.
back.
I'll move them
Well,
back
but this-
for them, because I figure there's something going on with them and that's not their typical thing. I mean, then that's just part of making a neighborhood. That takes a little
But
bit.
that's one part of the problem, but the biggest problem is that people store them all week long where they're not out, and our code reads that you can't see it. They have to be blocked from view
Yeah.
from the streets, the way our code, or something to that effect. Is that it has, that they're supposed to be like put in your garage or in an enclosure. So if you're gonna start doing that in the new development, you need to do it to the whole village. Because everybody, I mean, I wouldn't say everybody, there's a lot of people that you can see their trash cans.
Well, this was as good a time as any for me to bring up something else I was trying to avoid. And that is coyote sightings. There've been a number of them over here. So what this means is on trash day, there may be some critters, that start to show up. I saw one myself. I thought it was a gray wolf at first. I mean, a gray fox, but it was a coyote. It came right up across North Lake and through my yard, through another yard, and then people saw him going up and down East Shore.
I don't think there's anything we can do. That animals are smart and they'll figure out that Monday nights or Sunday
Well,
night.
I didn't mean to do it. I wasn't trying to bring up animal control. It was the trash. If
Right.
I saw one myself, so if there are more of them, it's even more important to limit trash being out, because
Yeah,
it'll attract them.
yes.
Okay, again, don't want to make you guys crazy, just kind of want to give you guys some things that are going on, and just, if somebody complains to you, because I know that I get some of the complaints, but I'm sure you guys do too. Nobody wants to get a letter, like Diane said, and I completely agree with that. So, talking about letters, we did in fact send out the letters for the reserves, Tony. We did get those out in the mail, so I would not be surprised if you guys start getting some backlash on that. But basically, if anybody wants to see it, I can forward it to you, only because I don't have it in front of me. But it basically says, don't cut the reserve area, don't use chemicals of any sort, don't let your dogs go to the bathroom in there and not clean up after them. It's not your property. That's basically what the letter said. And if you do, then there could be fines, there could be different things like that. So the letter was as straight and to the point, and I think it's very important that this is something that we've just taken over, just like the letters that we're sending and hitting people with now. Setting our expectations up at the beginning is going to be a lot easier than doing it 2 years from now. So I think it's something that we may have some disappointed people. We may have some things that, people that think that we're not being nice. But I will tell you, on the flip side of that, we do have people that are thanking us because they're tired of looking at their neighbors' yards. So I think you guys all can agree with that. But not everybody agrees. I appreciate that. That's fine. But we have rules for a reason. And unfortunately, or fortunately, we do have to follow them. So if there's something that I get a lot of complaints about, I will let you guys know, bring it to you, and maybe we revisit it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. So just because we have a rule doesn't mean it can't be changed. I'm not saying it can be broken, but I'm not saying it couldn't be adjusted or changed based on, the new area with lack of space and lack of different things. I think it is difficult to legislate for everything at the same time. So that's my kick on that. The letters did go out. So we'll see how all that goes. Okay, we had a situation, probably shouldn't say this on public record, but I'm going to. We had a situation with the sidewalk out in front of the community building. All I'm going to tell you is it's uneven. We did spray paint it yellow, so it's a little bit more visual. And A1 leveling came out, and Eric, I think you're probably going to have a heart attack when I tell you this. They came out and said that they were going to fix it for approximately $1,000. So we're going to try it. We're going to see if it really works. And Eric, you just popped up on my screen, so you're probably, I'm not sure how they're really going to do it for that, but they came out and said that they can actually adjust all of it for $1,000. So I'm just going to let everybody know we have it in the budget. Eric, do you have something to say before I say what I'm going to say?
No, I'm just saying that is a great price.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really going to do what we want it to do, but they seem to
It will
claim that
work.
it's going to. So There is not a better
They
$1,000
core
spend.
drill, they core drill and they pump solids underneath it and raise it up and it works.
Right. So I don't think we could, there's a better $1,000 that we've spent in the last couple of years if this is really going to work. So, but is there anybody that is, I'm not looking for a vote, but if anybody has a problem with that, let me know, because it's going to be about 2 to 3 weeks before it can be fixed, but I'm going to be scheduling it tomorrow. Okay. I see.
I'm just curious at what happens later. I mean, at some point, if you want to, I was always curious about that, just in terms of, okay, so now it's 5 years from now and it needs to be, sidewalk needs to be redone, for example. And does whatever they pump underneath, does that create more of a problem to, if you're gonna just refresh the walk?
Tony, anybody? Eric, Tony, I couldn't tell you.
No, it shouldn't be a major issue. And I would view this too as a short-term safety fix, since with any luck, you'll have a new building in front of the building here soon anyways, in 2 years.
I mean, did we have a fall? Is that what happened with this uneven?
Well, you know, it's, yeah, so we should, regardless,
It's a
my,
triple.
people have been complaining about it. It's one of those things, let's get taken care of, because people have been complaining about it for quite some time, so.
And I think we're to the point, you know, we're past COVID, we're past excuses. That's the easiest way I'm gonna explain everything.
Yeah.
I made a commitment at the beginning of this that I was going to do things and get things done, and you guys have been extremely helpful getting some of these things done. So if there's money in the budget, we need to do it, and these things need to be done. I don't think we should be talking about it anymore. So there you go. And
Well,
I
for what
can't
it's
thank you
worth,
guys.
I had A1 do my front porch last year and they did a
Good.
great job.
Okay, good. No, it's going on the schedule tomorrow. So again, I'm just trying to let you guys know. The last thing I had was in-person meetings on here. I did this, so I have one more thing. This is, again, I was not there Monday night. I was not able to give Mike Flickinger's update. So all I'm gonna tell you is this: sanitary sewer improvement, everything is done. Invoices are paid, it's done. Westerville City School District Minerva Park School Review Plan. They reviewed the school district's latest submittal for the site improvement plan, stormwater management report, traffic impact study. Our review comments were overall minor. They anticipate reviewing the school district's proposal widening plan for far review this summer. Don't have it yet. It's just being reviewed. But that is his Westerville City School update. The storm sewer improvement project, Insight has one more point repair to make, which is tentatively scheduled for today. I actually believe I saw it being done today. I believe it was on Wildwood. So just as an FYI. And then once that's done, they will review that work and get a little bit closer to closing it out. So village engineering services, we submitted our final invoice. I'm not sure what task order 16 is, just going to be blunt and say it because I should have been more prepared, but I wasn't. The 2021 storm sewer improvement project. This is the East Shore Court project. They are slightly behind on this task and they are reviewing the pipe alignments and proposed grading to determine if we can make changes to minimize the size of the concrete retaining wall to attempt to reduce the construction cost. So it is not fallen off wayside. We are continually in conversation with it. So I am hopeful that by the streets meeting, we will have some information on that, which is the 9th of June. So, and I will make sure that Mike is aware of that meeting. So hopefully we can get a little bit more detail on that. So to end this, again, this is everything that I had. I'm sure I have more, but I was not even going to do that to you guys. So again, thank you guys for everything. And now that I gave you all that, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
I have one comment, back to the coyote thing. If you start getting a bunch of calls about people missing cats, it's coyote will kill a cat on site. They don't eat them, but they'll kill them. And so that's usually a sign there's a bunch of them around. Trash and cats.
Okay, I have a question. I just want to get a clarification. I think we should just put a little note in the village side of the newsletter for the pool opening.
Could you?
Do you mind if we could did that? Just
I would greatly appreciate it.
is that so? I just want to make sure I had it right then.
So
for
the pool hours are
you said there was
this Saturday, Sunday, Monday will be noon to 8.
okay.
And let me actually give you a date. So then we kick to Monday is the 31st. Okay. June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th will be 8 to 4.
8 to 4. Okay.
And then starting June 5th, is noon to 8 every day.
Every day. Okay.
Um,
And I'll make one more comment for you, Tiffany, because you live over on Jordan, and the new resident on East Shore Court has posted no trespassing signs all over.
I saw that. You know, it's their property. They can do whatever they want. People have cut through a long time, and it's been greatly appreciated by the residents. So Tony, that's even more of and Eric, I know you guys are both on here. That's even more of a push for us to really try to get a cut through, because we have kids that are trying to go see their aunts and uncles that live on Park Lane, that are trying to ride their bikes over there. And that, I mean, it's not safe for them to go down Cleveland Avenue. It's just not. So our cut through is kind of, you know, and again, it is their property, and I'm not going to step on anything if they do not want people cutting through there. But there is definitely even more of a push to try to get some sort of something moving. And if we could get that done, I would tell you, I think the East Shore Court project, everybody knows I want the lakes done, but at this point, I know this sounds so minimal, but if I had to name 4 things, you know, obviously I want the community building done is yesterday. I want the lakes fixed yesterday. East Shore Court, if I could get that project done on go do it myself, I would go do it myself. And the final thing is the actual walkway from Jordan Road over to the rest of the development. So if I really had to name 4 things that I want to see get done, it's those 4 in my next 2.5 years.
And the only comment I have for that is when they do East Shore, they won't be able to cut through a big.
Unless we do a bridge. Just saying. Don't laugh,
Yeah.
Tony.
Unless you want everybody
No,
falling in
again,
a ditch.
I'm not in disagreement. So again, I think that needs to be a priority for planning and zoning. I think it needs to really be a priority to, we have a lot of residents that are interested. I think every single person on Jordan Road, okay, 75% of the people on Jordan Road, I don't want to exaggerate, is really, really wanting something to get to the new, you know, again, we pay just as much taxes. We want to use the basketball court. We want to use the pool. We want to be able to walk places too. And it's not safe for our kids to get over to those areas. Not walking
Well,
on Avenue.
When the pool opens, you know, all the kids want to come through.
Yeah, they do. And we have a lot of kids over here now. So that's my push to help me out. All I'm saying is, council, help me out. Let's figure out how we can get this done.
I'll bring it up in the streets meeting.
Are we ready to adjourn?
I am.
Move to adjourn.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Second.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.